Hello, everyone. It is Lori Staley, Addicted Stamper with Stampin' Up. It is Tuesday night at 8, so it is time for our live. If you are on, give me a shout out. Let me know that you're here. Oh, looks like my comments are going to do what I got them to do the other night. Hey, Debbie, good to see you. Hi, Carol. Good to see you. Hope everybody's having a good start to their week. All right, so we are going to hop right in, except I do need to get a drink because I feel like I'm going to call. Okay, we're going to hop right in. Just a reminder that tomorrow begins the amazing join offer. Get $189 worth of product for $99 plus tax as she picks up the shipping, or you can get $125 for $35. $125 in product for $35 plus tax. So if you've given it a thought, if you want to get some holiday goodies and stamps and inks and whatever you need or whatever is on your wish list, this is a great opportunity to do it, because not only will you get all that great product, but you're going to get early access to the online exclusives releasing in November that you'll be able to purchase as a demonstrator and get a 20% discount on. You will get early access to the mini catalog coming in January. Um, what other goodies? You'll be part of my team, which is always fun to have you as a new member of our team. We would love that. And all kinds of other perks that you get just by being a demonstrator with SU. So, I tell the story all the time. I joined to get the discount. I wanted some toys at not retail, and was going to get out in 3 months. And 22 years later, plus a few months, I am still here. I am still loving playing with all the goodies that Stamping Up offers and creating beautiful projects to share with all of you. You don't have to do that. You can literally just get the discount. But it's also fun to share with friends, right? So keep that in mind. That starts tomorrow and runs through the end of the month, October 31st. And then the Advent calendar. I know there's already been some sneak peeks of the products behind the doors and the 24-piece stamp set that comes with the Advent calendar. I did hear today that there was a little bit of a oops. And some of the Advent calendars, if you open door 1 or door 2, may not have a product behind it. And if that happens, please reach out to Stamping Up or the demonstrator that you purchased it from. They can help you get that corrected. SU is aware of that, and they are taking measures to ensure that any future kits, Advent kits that are mailed out, will have all the product in it that it's supposed to. But it's $99, and you're definitely going to end up with more than $99 in product. I did see yesterday, I think I happened to see a sneak peek. There's a 6x6 package of designer paper. I think it's a half a pack, so it fits in the Advent calendar, right? But that's one of the things that came in the kit. And again, you get that 24-piece stamp set. Just so you're not confused, though, because it is an Advent calendar, i.e., for Christmas. This is not Christmas product, right? This is exclusive product that won't be offered anywhere else, but it's more everyday product. So don't buy it and be disappointed thinking that you were going to get Christmas papers and embellishments and whatever else is hidden behind those fabulous stores. It is more everyday product that you can use all year round. All right, so those are the two things. Today's the last day to place your minimum $45 product order and get this month's just cards. So if you haven't done that and these are cards that you would like, make sure you do get that order in before 11:59 tonight, and you will earn this month's just cards. We're going to start working on those. Actually, I started working on them a little bit today. And I will say, just in case you have already earned your kit and they'll be coming your direction, you can also purchase it outright for $20, but you definitely need to reach out to me today. Your background paper on this particular card will still be that beautiful green, and it'll still have a pattern. It just might not be the checks. It might be a different pattern because I'm going to have to substitute in some of the kits. So, but either way, it'll still look pretty much just like the card, just a little bit different background. Okay, so I think that is everything I had to share with you tonight. Getting excited. I'm going to see the new online exclusives coming in November soon. So I'm excited about that. And who else has joined us? Hello, Pat. 39 tonight. Oh my goodness, woman. I'm not quite ready for that. I'm ready for cooler temperatures, but I'm not quite ready for 39. I'm never ready for 39. Let me put it that way. That is not my ideal temperatures to be living in. But hey, Verna. Hi, Jerry. Good to see you guys. Hey, Deborah. Good to see you. All right, so we are going to play with the Delicate Pines bundle tonight. When I first got this, I'm like, snowflake made out of pine. I don't know, but it's pretty cool. And I got 3 fun projects to share with you tonight. Look at all the dies. Oops, that one's on upside down. Look, and so's that one. Look at all the dies that you get with this bundle. I had to get a little extra piece of magnetic sheet to hold it all in place, right? I am really, I don't know. I had technical problems getting on tonight, and I am so behind. It's not even funny. But there we go. There are all the dies that you get, which makes it really hard to know if I'm actually in camera because it's just not letting me see what I'm doing. Lots and lots of dies. And then, of course, the stamp set as well that looks like that. You've got some greetings in there. I love the little pine cones and all these smaller images because you can do some fun things with those as well. All right, I need to move the screen because, yep, there we go. Okay, so the first card we're going to do is a card that we did in my stamp club this month. Using the beautiful, what is it? Traditional Christmas, is that what it's called? Traditions of Christmas, 12 by 12 designer series paper. Love that. Okay. So we're starting with the base of Old Olive. And I am actually going to try something new tonight and see if it works. So I'm moving the camera just a little bit. I'm not sure it will, but I think I figured out a way that I can stay in camera better. I'm a little slow in the uptake when it comes to technology. But oh, that's a kind of cool. I don't think I've looked at the back of these papers because they're so pretty with the gold accents on the one side, but that's kind of a fun pattern, huh? Oops, that's going to go on the basic white first. And then we'll mount that to the card front. And then I use the perennial postage dies. Hey, Judy, good to see ya. Perennial postage dies to cut out another layer of the old olive. I took a piece of white and embossed it with the exposed brick. I don't know if that shows up for the camera or not. We're going to pop that in the center of our card front. That looks pretty straight to me. And then I did do some pre-work and I cut out 2 of the pine sprigs. And I'm going to use a little liquid glue to mount those centers together and spread them apart a little bit so we get a nice layer of pine. I'm looking for my liquid glue. Okay. So I just put the dot of glue on this circle back here. And then I layered accordingly. There we go. And then I'm going to just mount that with more liquid glue to the card front section. I'm just going to I'm telling you, I'm so glad I have these fine tip glue bottles because they do make a world of difference. Although I did buy the sweet petunia. gun. I have yet, I mean, I got it. I can't remember if I got it for Christmas or my birthday last year, one of which has already passed, and the other one is coming quickly. I still haven't taken it out of the box. Time is of the essence for me, and if I have to take something out and figure it out, chances are real good it's going to sit in the box for a while till I have that kind of time in my world. Okay, so there is our pine. These pine cone dies are in that same delicate pines. Okay, and we're just going to go ahead and put them down now. I'm going to use regular adhesive for that and kind of pop them on here. I did use liquid glue to mount the early espresso detail to the pecan pie base. And then I used this beautiful gold trimmed ribbon to make a bow, and we're going to grab a glue dot. I think I may have found the solution to our close up camera view, and I stay in camera. And I'm not going to tell you guys what it is because you'll all think, how stupid is she? That it took me that long to figure it out. All right, so there is our pine accent. Oh, and guess what Lori did? I'm sure none of you have ever done this. I'm embarrassed to tell you. You ever do that? When I asked you the other Sunday night, I asked you if you'd ever done something. Well, guess what? I just put the card on upside down. So let me see if I can get it off and reposition it. Hey, look at that. Okay, we're good now. And then I just have some basic real red and white strips here that we're going to ink up. Oh, my other greeting. Hi, there goes my block flying across the table. So sorry. Hey, Sharon Rowland, good to see ya. You just got home. Well, I'm glad you made it in time. We're making Christmas cards because it tis the season, right? I know it's still a couple months away, but if you're like me, you need to start early. One of the things I have a rack down at the nest, a card rack. It's a floor model. I can't tell you how many cards it holds, but it holds a lot. Somebody said to me the other day, there's no Christmas cards in here. No, there isn't. And there probably, sadly, may not be because I usually use every Christmas card that I make. We're going to flip that and try to bring that down a little bit. We had a wonderful group in this weekend that rented and had a fabulous crafty weekend. So that's always fun. And if you're in my area, I do open craft days down there. And of course, I host. Actually, do I have any of that laying here? I still have two spots in my Butacular Escape weekend. So that's a retreat weekend. It runs from Friday at 3 to Sunday at 6. And you can add on early arrival Thursday at 3 and extend to Monday at 3 for an additional $35 each. Meals are not provided, but we go together and double up. Two of us get together and make a meal. So we cover Friday dinner through Sunday brunch. So if you're interested in that, reach out to me because I think I still have two spots left. And then I'll have a Saturday coming up in December. So here we go. Isn't that pretty? All right, let's do the inside. We have some old olive ink. And we're going to stamp that down there in the corner just so we carry our pine the whole way through. You've done that? Oh, good. Good. I'm so glad to hear that some of you have done that. It's all crazy. Tis all crazy. Where's my greeting? There's my greeting. Like I know I had it. And I'm going to pop this here and hope it's straight. I think that works. And then we're just going to go ahead and mount that to the inside of the card. I'm doing a quick wash on those stamps because I know at least one of them I use later on another project. All right. Here we go. So that again, that was one of our club cards this month. You can be in club if you're long distance. If you're interested in having a monthly kit come to you, let me know. We can talk about how that would look. But I love this Traditions of Christmas Designer Series paper. I think it's one of the prettiest Christmas papers we have this year. And I think that came out pretty nice. All right. So that was project number 1. Let me move a kit and grab a kit. And we're going to do this one. Oh, no, never. I love it, Debbie. I love it. So this one, I actually created the background. That's not designer paper. That was me stamping. And we're going to do the same thing again. I'm going to bring in a background here so when I stamp off my edges, I'm not stamping on my mat. Well, hi, Carol from Canada. Nice to see you. Oh, thank you, Sharon. I appreciate that. Okay, so we are using Early Espresso and Shaded Spruce. At least that's what my eyes told me today. Hopefully it's right. And I am going to start with, oh, I did not mount that stamp, did I? Yes, I did. I was confused. I want to make sure, I do want to make sure this is Shaded Spruce that I'm using. Yes, it is. All right. I know it dries instantaneously, but my luck. So I always, and maybe you guys do it differently. Let me know in the comments if you do. When I do a background, I always stamp um off the edge or stamp the largest image first and then come in with some smaller imagery. Is that how you do it, or do you do it differently? There we go. And then I work my way down to the smallest because that will fill in all the holes for me, right? I'm probably off the edge, sorry. Let's bring that back in a little bit. Yeah, I think we'll stop there. That's how Carol does it. Good. And where's my acorn? There's my acorn. This is not an acorn, and I do know that. This is a pine cone. It's been a long day. I lot of very serious illnesses and deaths in my world these days. Um, and I'm shoot. Well, you know what? I'm going to be okay because the greeting is going to cover that. I'm not even going to try to repair that because the minute I do, I'll make it worse. But put one there, and maybe one more right here. That circle, that big circle is going to cover that. Let's see what we got. Rick is not. My sight is better. It is good enough that I can actually see your comments and to stamp. It's not where it was, and I'm not sure I will ever get that full vision back at this point, but it's certainly a lot better. But thank you for asking. Okay, so that's going to be our front, and then we're going to come in with our greeting. And actually, before I put all that, why I closed that green ink pad up is beyond me. Let's go ahead and move that out of the way. Nope, Rick is off doing something else. I'm not sure where Rick is right now. Busy, busy, as we always are. There's our greeting. I kept it low so that I can bring in the druzy sparkle with those dots. And I think there's part of my cat there. Let's make sure he doesn't go on the card. Oh, there we go. And I'm gonna pop the dot or the circle. So I'm just gonna mount this like this, and see, I'm gonna cover up that boo-boo with the pine cone that didn't stamp completely. No one will ever know. Don't tell anybody. And then this will go right here. The only place I wish I had a pine cone, and I might put one in that corner yet, just to carry that design across. This is the best. That background came together so easily. It was kind of crazy. I am looking for my large piece. My large square of white has run away from home, so we're going to grab another piece. It was here a minute ago. Heaven knows where it thought it needed to go. Actually, I can do both on that, so let's do that. We are going to bring back in shaded spruce. We're going to get the largest snowflake in the kit. And we're going to pop that on here. And when you're working with large stamps, it's good to use a stamp positioner. If you don't get even pressure, obviously you could even do it with the small stamps, because I did not on that one pine cone. But I'm pressing down all around, so I think I'm going to be okay. And then we're just going to pop this guy down here. Okay. We're not going to put that green ink pad away too far, because I know for a fact we're going to use that for the inside for the greeting. So I'm going to grab the dies that coordinate. And I would love to know. There's one. I have this wonderful Post-it note tape that keeps everything where I want it. And it walks. It goes other places. I don't quite get that, especially since my assistant hasn't been in my studio. My friend that cuts for me hasn't been in my studio in months, so I know she's not moving it around on me. I think the cats are stamping and die cutting when I'm not here. What do you think? They get bored when I'm not around during the day. That's right. There are no mistakes. There are just opportunities for creativity. The scary thing about my eyes is that I just never know when it's going to happen again. So I'm leery right now to commit to too much other than what's already on my plate, because I just don't know. All right, so let me run these through quick. And I'll be right back on camera with the die cuts. And these are pretty easy to line up if they don't shift on you when you die cut them. That looks pretty good to me. Put this away. I'm going to put these up here so I don't sweep them onto the floor. That would not be good, right? Okay, so we are going to put a dimensional in the center of the small one. And we're going to put dimensionals on the back. And this circle, I don't know if I mentioned it, this is from Spotlight in Nature. It is the largest of the solid circles. And when I say solid circles, some of those have cute little die cutouts around the edge. I always feel like I have a new tongue or teeth or something when I come live because most days I spend alone. And so when I come on live, I'm like, okay, now I have to talk to people. We're going to pop that as close to the center as we can. And we're going to go ahead and mount this one flat. So we're going to add some seal to this one. And I'm going to put that straight up and down. And then this guy's going to go in the center. So you can build your snowflakes any way you like because there's multiple stamps and dies, especially for the smaller ones. And the druzy. These are the gold and silver. I'm not sure if they're on last chance or not. They may or may not be. I'm having a hard time keeping up. I have to be honest. There's a lot of activity between the online exclusives launching and the mini catalog and all those fun things. But we're going to use the silver on this card. Although I think the gold would be pretty too. Should we do the gold and do a comparison? What do you think? Let's do that. Let's just see if we like the gold or the silver better. I tend to be a silver girl because that's the majority of the jewelry I wear. I think I had my colors done once and somebody told me that was my metallic. Oh, thank you, Carol and Carol. All right, so now on the inside, and this is a single layer card. So this is one that, you are going to have some height to it. Find a smaller embellishment if you want to reduce some of that. But it's certainly not going to be a heavy card that you have to pay extra postage for or anything like that. All right, let me just double check myself to make sure I know what I'm putting in here. We are going to, and I thought, there it is. We're going to do a threesome of snowflakes down here in the corner. Okay. And then that celebrate the season that I used on the front of the last card is going to be our greeting. Now, I'm going to see if I can pull this any closer to me so I have a better chance of getting it straight. Doesn't mean I will. Not too bad. There we go. There's our second Delicate Pines Christmas card. And do you like the gold or the silver embellishment better? While you do that, I'm going to do a little more cleaning because I know I'm going to be reusing some of these stamps on the next project. What do you think, gold or silver embellishments? Isn't there a song from Frosty? Silver and gold, silver and gold. That's what I was thinking. Like I said, I'm a silver girl, so I automatically reached for the silver when I was designing. But I thought maybe the green would look better with the gold as well. Gold, gold. Okay, good. My instinct was right. Excellent. Okay. We're going to move these out of the way and we're going to create project number 3 together. And I'll explain when we're done why we're doing it together. Some days, I'm telling you, you just got to shake your head. Okay. So, Night of Navy. Debbie, you were just speaking of Night of Navy, right? This is my inside piece, so we're just going to set that there for now. So this is the embossed snowflake paper. It is called Silent Snowflake Specialty. I don't know if you can see, one side is embossed, one side is debossed, and it has these little tiny snowflakes all over it. And we are going to use cloud cover. And I'm going to bring that paper back in that I had earlier. Can't pick it up. I want to make sure I'm getting the embossed side. Okay. I believe I have the embossed side. Oh, and I want to make sure I don't have any darker blue in this. I always kind of burnish off, if you will, because I don't have a brush for every color. But I just want to make sure I don't have a heavy color in there before we start this. So again, this is cloud cover. And I took a chance on the ink pad. So far, it seems to be holding its own. This is going to pop those snowflakes up. I always come in off the side of the paper. And you can go over this as much as you want. Or as little as you want. Yeah, those snowflakes are popping up though. I think that looks fairly even. The edges are just a little bit of snowflake that you can see coming through as well. So that's what I'm going to do a little bit down here in this corner. It still looks a little light. You could continue to add color or not. You could stop before I did. You could use it just as a plain white background. But this is what we're going to use. I think I'm done with that. And we are going to stamp again. This time we're going to do some embossing, I think. Be with you as soon as I figure out where I put my Versamark. It ran away from home. No, that's Memento. That's definitely not. Oh, there it is. I put it where it belongs. Go figure. Does anybody else have that problem? You put something away instead of just setting it on your table from where you used it, and then you can't find it. All right, I'm going to do that. I'm going to quickly take my embossing buddy over my Night of Navy cardstock, and we're going to stamp this on here. And again, I'm going to rub all over to make sure I have good contact. And We're going to do that smaller one as well. And pop that down here. And then we're going to use the silver embossing. Silver embossing powder. Put the lid back on the Versamark. And this is the Wow powder. Cover that real well. So I'm sure I got all the tips of the snowflakes. Okay. Now I'm going to put this away because sure if I don't, I'll shoot the heat tool right into it. And we'll have silver sparkles in the air for days. All right. Now, supposedly you don't hear this heat tool. Tell me if you do. I still have the old heat tool. It works fine. I do have newer ones down at the nest. And the two speeds are nice, especially if you're trying to dry something. It's still one of the biggest wows as a stamper I think we get is when we see that powder melt and create that gorgeous image. I have a lot of demonstrator friends who said that heat embossing is what hooked them. I think those snowflakes are gorgeous. They remind me of ice crystal snowflakes, right? Okay. Now, I know I need this one back again. And we're going to get the other one. Yep, I love it too. I do think it's hotter, so I always have to warn my guests that it gets really hot because the last thing I want is somebody getting burnt. So we're going to use our Post-it note tape again. So it's going to be interesting because I believe the reason you don't hear it is I come in to do my lives through an application called Zoom, and some of you are probably familiar with that. Zoom has a noise canceling feature. So I'm thinking it takes out any background noises, i.e. the heat tool, but I'm going to be letting go of Zoom because I really only use it for this and I can go live directly via YouTube. But I do not believe that YouTube has a noise canceling. So we may hear the heat tool in the future. All right, I'm going to die cut this real quick. And we have beautiful snowflake. Again, we're going to layer it. This one's a different one than we used to layer the last one. This one's going to be a really full snowflake, right? Love that. Flip that over. Line it up. Isn't that pretty? I love that Night of Navy snowflake. Okay, where did that? There it is. So we're going to take our card base and we're going to mount this to it. I need something a little bit lighter to see to line it up. Okay. And then our snowflake is going to get popped up. You can see the die shifting on me going through, but we're still gonna work with it. And I think sometimes when that happens, twist it around a little bit, because I think sometimes depending upon where you put that extra outer line or outer edge, you can hide it better than in a different orientation, right? So lots and lots of dimensionals on this guy. And which way do you like it? Do you like it horizontal straight or do you like it vertical straight? You pick. You pick. And by the magic of television, I have the other layer that I'm also going to put on with dimensionals. So while you're looking at that, I'll dimensionalize this up. I just realized I'm off, so I'm coming in. I'm coming back in. I have to remember I have to sit to the left of what is center. But I definitely fixed one problem tonight. So yay. Took me long enough to figure it out. All the beautiful silver on there. So did we decide? Vertical? Vertical? Anybody else want to vote? Judy says vertical. I say vertical. I'm going to find my rhinestones. Either for Carol. I don't know why I'm a vertical lover, but I am. So when was the last time you used basic rhinestones? Because I know we have tons and tons of beautiful embellishments. So it's been a while since I used the basic rhinestones, but I love them. And I love the sizing of them. All right, we're going to go vertical because that one has gotten itself stuck before I wanted it to. And then we're going to pop, I use the two tiny ones, and now we'll pop one in the center. A large one in the center of the big snowflake. All right, and then on the inside, what am I going to put on the inside? I had a piece of white. There it is. I did. I'm going to grab one of those other greetings that we had here. This says it's a special, magical time of the year. Well, then let's go with May your holiday season be filled with. What do you think? Coming over. And we're going to use Night of Navy ink. Why not, right? Yes, coloring's a great idea, Debbie. Absolutely. Color with your blends. If you color with your Stampin' Write markers, which I know are going away, but if you color with your Stampin' Write markers, it doesn't necessarily adhere to the gem, whether it be the rhinestones or a different gem that you're coloring. It can be wiped off. But yes, color with your Stampin' blends, and the ink is permanent. And why did I close that? And I was going to tell you something else about that. Oh, always color while it's still on the Harry sheet, right? The sheeting in the package. Like I would color them on here if I was going to color them, not on your card, because it doesn't matter how careful you try to be, invariably you will get the blend to touch on your card, and then you're not going to be so happy. Can't see it. There we go. All right. So the reason we had to, I've never had this happen before to me in all the years I've been stamping. The reason we had to do this card together tonight, and I didn't show you the original, is because this was my original. And when I was doing the original, which I was doing in cloud cover, I was disappointed that I was not getting any raised effect on the snowflakes. And this is the embossed side. I did double check that. It almost looks like balmy blue. Trust me, it is not. I did try it with balmy blue when I was working on it today to get ready because I thought, oh, I'll go ahead and blend the background. And I could not get the background to come out to look like that to save my life. So there you go. I have no idea. And even the embossed wasn't really picking up the ink any heavier. So I have no idea what was going on there. But that was my original design. Again, it was the cloud cover. And then this is what I could get tonight. So I don't know, which one do you like better, the original or tonight's version? And then while you're deciding on that, I'm going to pull in my other two cards that we did. So there is our shaded spruce card. And then there is our traditions of Christmas card. And the delay is unbelievable. You like tonight's? Okay, good. Oh, good. Yay. Well, then it was a fortuitous. I can't figure out what I did. I really can't, guys. It's bizarre. But yeah, I think I like that one better too, actually, now that I see it done up. It's just a little bit of a lighter background, and the snowflakes pop, obviously, more than on the original one, right? Oh, okay. There we go. So there are our three cards with the delicate pines. It really is a fun set. I love that we get all these little pieces to build our snowflakes with, as well as all those amazing dies that include the pine cones and all of that. I didn't tell you, I did also use tonight that may your holiday season be filled with joy and happiness came from the words of the season. So this one has some great holiday words in it, including a Halloween. And I think this could be great for New Year's. Let's toast to yesterday's achievements and tomorrow's bright future. So incredibly grateful for all my blessings, especially you. Is a great Thanksgiving greeting as well. So this is a very nice set. Covers different holidays here at the end of the year. And I'm going to pull this out so you're not seeing all that blending that we did, right? There we go. All right, ladies, thanks, and gentlemen, if any are watching, thanks so much for tuning in. Hey, Donna, it is a fun set. So if that's something that's kind of on your wish list, maybe move it to the top now that you've seen some examples. And I'm still trying to get everything lined up, and it's just not working. It's just not working. But yeah, I hope you enjoy those projects. And thanks again for watching. I will not be live Sunday night. That's our anniversary. I'm not really sure what we're doing. I know I'm going at least to a viewing on Thursday. And then hopefully we're going to be able to do some fun things this weekend. But so I won't be live Sunday night, but my plan is just checking my calendar in my head. Yeah, I should be live Tuesday night with y'all. We might do that new roadside Christmas kit, I think. I think that's what we're going to do. But you never know. I might change it up. All right, everyone. Have a great rest of your week and a good weekend. And I hope to see you next Tuesday night right here at 8 o'clock. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.